Start, sir. Start.
Okay. Hello, viewers. Welcome to XCube. So today we have a famous personality with us, who is a BJP spokesperson, also well-versed economist, Mr. Lankar Dinakar garu. Welcome to the show, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, before starting the session, today's discussion will be only about the economy, the impact on the economy, how the world economy is doing, how the Indian economy is doing prior to COVID and after the COVID will, maybe in the future and even present situation. But before going into the first question, I would like to tell you something. Whatever the questions we raise from our end, whatever people want to know, whatever the questions we raise, this is not to point out you as or any society or any organization or any political party. We just raise these questions to know the facts. We just raise this question to know or increase our knowledge. And this is the only reason why we are going to raise certain questions to you. So
Absolutely.
I think, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the concern. So let me come back to the first question. Before starting, now we know the present situation in India. We have crossed almost 21,000 plus cases in India. Slowly it is increasing day by day. Now, before going to the actual topic, would you like to give any message to the people how they should be, what precautions they have to take, etc.?
We need to maintain our concern. We need to provide security and safety measures on our own. Stay at home as maximum as possible, and maintain cleanliness at personal level as far as each and every family at their premises, and everything should be get clean. And we need to maintain all kind of precautionary measures which was declared by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and Department of Ayush from time to time. All the lockdown conditions should be strictly prevail, and each and every person should have their own concern.
Okay.
That is the message which I would like to give.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, as a spokesperson of BJP, did you receive any message from the High Command or the State Command to actually do certain things?
Absolutely, because it is a regular process. Every day, our national party have a discussion through audio conference with all state party leaders, whoever they had in core committee, and the state party also maintain similar kind of teleconferences every day, almost all every day, or otherwise once in 2 days. Whatever the central party suggestions which given, they pass to the Karyakartas so as to provide as maximum services as possible at the local level, because the pandemic which was had given impact at multi levels across the nation, most particularly poor section, migrant laborers, they are worse affected. So, local level, each and every leader, whoever they have the possibility to provide assistance, they are providing assistance. Nearly 15 to 20 crore people are getting feeding through our party Karyakartas across the nation. Every day, it is the target which fixed by the national party, and every day, whatever the changes which are required in the guidelines regarding to the service activities, how to coordinate with local authorities and local social agencies, NGOs, and serve the people the better way, is the thing which improves every day with the direction of the national party leader. Our party president Nadda ji gives instructions as per the direction of Narendra Modi ji and Amit Shah ji.
Sir, you have mentioned about the local governance. You are talking about marginalized people. So, but when we see or look at the press, or when we see the news channels, or when we see the headlines, only the Prime Minister or the CM will talk. Only the ministers at the top level hierarchy are coming out. But I can't see any corporator or any sarpanch or any ward member or any ZPTC chairman. This problem is not taken to decentralize is what I mean. What do you think, sir?
It's not the way, because it is the lockdown period. Strictly, each and every leader need to maintain their lockdown guidelines and serve the people according to norms fixed. There are the revenue department authorities, Panchayati Raj department authorities are there. There are huge extent of karmacharis. Let you see that the scavengers, they are doing their services, and essential, as far as essential commodities are concerned, the civil supplies department is taking its part. So it is the coordination from top to bottom, bottom to top, the communication as well as the coordination in service activities is regularly going on. Though there is a huge extent of efforts are maintaining, there are some kind of problems are coming up into our notice. We are rectifying. If you observe every day how we get improving while we are rendering services to repose the confidence in the general public, definitely it is getting improving.
Okay. Sir, what do you think is the state of economy before Corona?
Yeah, as you know that last 3 years, there is a huge extent of global recession has impact on our nation also. A little bit of sluggishness in growth of our
Sir, do
economy.
you agree that there is a recession before Corona?
There is a global recession is there. Global
But
recession, it is slowdown. I can't say recession, it is a slowdown. But some parts, some nations also face recession out. In European countries, if you observe certain nations, they had faced the recession also. But global slowdown, it was very much clearly apparent as far as China is concerned and America is concerned. The trade war between China and America had impacted much more every nation in the world. India is not exceptional in it. India also had faced those problems. Due to that, there are some extent, there is a growth was impacted. To give effective measures, Union government had taken certain decision. If you observe last 1 year, Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji, sector-wise reforms has taken. Even a banking sector, if you observe, measures and acquisition process was completed to safeguard from NPAs and provide better services in future. Not only that, even textile and automobile sector, the
sir,
NBF.
many people view that, sir, I'm very sorry to interrupt, but many people view that the economy was actually in a slowdown condition. The economy was not actually working properly before the Corona as well. Now,
Yeah.
Corona came as a gift to the government of India to say it as it can be used as a justification. This is what many experts are talking about. What is your views on it?
So many experts are expressing their opinion in different ways. As far as me is concerned, if we observe very carefully, the government of India, under the dynamic leadership of Narendra Modi ji, already the slowdown economy would like to pick up by means of effective reforms, whatever the decision which we had taken by the Honorable Finance Minister, especially those reforms which I explained just before, which is coming on to materialize for keep up our economy on par with the requirement of our growth, expected growth. But exactly the question which you ask regarding to the Corona, which has given some kind of chance to recover our economy, is the question which you raised. Definitely, I agree, because exactly the decisions which were taken, the reforms which were taken place just before the Corona pandemic, which comes to India. If it happens at the middle of those reforms, definitely it could be very much problematic. And the benefit is, Honorable Prime Minister, recent budget, if you observe that, Honorable Finance Minister had declared more than 100 lakh crore worth of infrastructure projects for next 5 years, so as to get our economy for 5 trillion economy to reach as per the aspiration of Narendra Modi ji. It is a kickstart position. These are infrastructure projects. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. Don't disturb. 1 minute. These are all projects are just in pipeline. So if it gets starts and in between, as I told, if Corona came, definitely it could affect adversely those projects, and our whatever the projections we made for next 5 years might be negatively hit. Now we have the chance, the Corona, which has given so many lessons to us. What are our priorities? What kind of infrastructures which we are lagging behind as far as international exposure is concerned? If we have seen medical infrastructure and health, education, and in those infrastructures which could be keep in our mind to encourage those sectors to reach our economy in systematic, meaningful manner. So after post-corona, we can plan according to our requirement, because we already on a pipeline to implement those projects which can be get into action so as to fulfill the aspiration and provide employment opportunities, a huge extent of employment opportunities by means of these infrastructure facilities implementation.
Yes, sir. I completely agree with you. You're talking about certain measures taken in the budget recently, but my question was completely different. Now, why was the government not ready last 6 years? Then if this is a situation, and you are talking about China and US trade war, and if China and US had a trade war, why government of India has not taken that as an opportunity to bring more measures and occupy that space where US has given to China?
Very good question you asked. I need to give answer clearly without considering those facts. Whether these policies all framed by the union government, can you visualize in that way? No. Keeping in view of those facts as well as internal requirement of our country, both together had considered by the union government. That's why these all reforms has taken for the augment of our economic growth. Infrastructure, whatever the facilities I told regarding to 102 lakh crore for next 5 years, these are all the projects were planned for last 1 year. More than 6,500 projects were introduced in these infrastructure facilities, and more than 18 to 20 departments, health department, irrigation department, Panchayati Raj department, digital area, and Swachh Bharat, all the departments were considered systematic infrastructure facilities we want to provide. We want to provide industrial infrastructure on the one hand, and on the other side, social infrastructure for better living conditions for the general public of our nation also. Because these are all the process has taken for last 1 year, and just it was announced in a previous budget itself.
Okay, so let me put you in this phase, sir. Let me ask you this question straight away. We know the economy depends upon law and supply, as you are much aware of it. And as per the recent survey says the consumer purchasing power in India has decreased very much.
Yeah.
The consumer power parity in India has decreased very much. And this happens when there is less employment opportunities. This happens when the liquidity in the market is very, very low. Now, this is seen since last 2 years, sir. Then what are the steps taken by the government to actually rectify these law and supply and demand conditions?
Absolutely. Our nation itself is a consumption-based economy. Consumption always gets in its momentum when liquidity is available. Liquidity is available when employment opportunities and earning capacities increases. Liquidity will be available.
Absolutely.
And one more thing is supply demand chain in between. If the wanting is much more from the consumer, the gap also the possible liquidity problems exist. So in India, two concerns are very important. On the one hand, employment opportunities, so as to provide employment opportunities.
Mhm.
Union government has taken decision, whatever the project just now I had explained. When there is some kind of signals which comes to the government regarding to the purchasing power and repose the confidence and sentiments of the consumer by providing better employment opportunities. Definitely, when there is a private participation is coming down, automatically government step in so as to provide some infrastructure projects through which employment generation is the way in which it can provide. Automatically, once employment generation through these infrastructures comes into existence, automatically liquidity problems will come out. That is one angle. And one more angle, RBI has taken necessary steps for adequate liquidity measures time and again uh, for the industrial needs, agriculture needs, and service sector needs. That is one aspect. Both together are jointly operating by the union government, finance department, and RBI. RBI also, of course, works under the financial department as a one subsidiary entity, but it has its independent organization. It keeps in mind to provide liquidity through the to the system, keep in view of the inflation factor also. So when we want to push liquidity into the system, definitely we need to concern about the inflation also. These all the factors get equilibrium and maintain those equilibrium. Union government takes various decisions, and those measures already has taken. It is on the way. It is on the way. Definitely as per the people of our nation's expectation, Honorable Prime Minister has taken so many bold steps already. So many steps are in work in progress, and some steps need to be taken after a while.
Okay, sir. After listening to you, so there are three things which are to be actually noticed here. One, the RBI, which actually tackles the inflation. Two, we need a liquidity flow where it ensure there is a growth in the economy, taken care by the finance ministry. And the third one is the overall, sustainable economy factor, which the overall government take care of it. Now, do you think in the time of the natural contingent situation which we have, we should really think about inflation when people don't have at least a minimum wage per day to survive?
Both should be considered. We need to provide employment opportunities, minimum wages. That's why, if you observe that MGNRS 180 rupees per day is the minimum guaranteed wages. Now, it is the need of our union government has taken decision to increase 220 rupees. Definitely, union government take into consideration of the real practical situation. Honorable Prime Minister has told very categorically that human value is much more powerful than economy. Economy can be revival. One, the human can survive. If we survive our people, definitely economy will take off. We will take various measures. So union government is taking both the things in tandem.
So, Honorable Prime Minister said human resource is more valuable than the economy. So, do you think the government of India actually prepared for lockdown and announced the lockdown? And if yes, what about the daily laborers and marginalized people and daily workers who are actually suffering? So, there is no preparedness, like demonetization is what many people view. And what are your views on it?
I don't accept absolutely the remarks which you had made because MGNRS has taken into consideration increase 182 rupees to 220 rupees to
I'm talking about the migrated workers here, sir.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute answer is there in which migrated people also wherever they stay, they can utilize the energies wages. They can
Okay.
use 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. They can, and then whatever the one lakh 70 lakh crore rupees worth of announcement package announcement. If you observe that the Garib Kalyan Yojana, in which apart from marginalized and poor people, Jan accounts in which deposit 500 rupees per month from April to June, and 2000 rupees for farmers, widows, handicaps, and eligible pensionees, their pension, and employment provident fund also. Employer and employee contribution is getting through the union government. Very, very important thing what you had asked regarding to the migrated labor. Most of the migrated laborers are in construction sector, most of them, and agriculture sector they are. As far as construction sector is concerned, there are 31,000 crore rupees worth of cesses various state governments, almost all state governments had collected, which was declared by the union government to utilize those funds to provide at least 1,000 per month to each laborer. Let you take Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Telugu states. As far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned, 20 lakh registered laborers are there. 250 crore rupees worth of fund is available on hand on the state with the state government exchequer regarding to this particular head for providing 1,000 rupees each laborer. It cost 200 crores only. But though union government has given sufficient direction, state government hasn't started. It is 1 minute. It is the coordination between central and state government together should be worked out. As far as rice,
sir, let me ask you a question directly here.
No,
I'm very sorry.
not completed. You get full extent of answer, then you ask. For the sake of livelihood, 5 kgs rice for each person, 1 kg dal offered by the union government. It is union government is offering to the state government. State government is the responsibility to distribute those essential commodities through the civil supplies department and revenue authorities. So, central government has taken all the measures and given enough directions, but there are some problems. I need to agree. When compared to 21 days before, 25 days before problems, let you compare now. There is a little bit of improvement is there, some problems are there because state governments also required to coordinate as per the guidelines, as per the directions given by the union government. So I don't say that there are no problems. Problems are there. We have taken such a harsh decision to safeguard our people. There are certain problems, so we definitely overcome it.
Ultimately, sir, it is the people or the health of the people which matters. But my whole question is, there was no what we call there is no direction which was actually maintained with the union federalism. I mean, in India, all the states are not treated equally. If you take up the West Bengal, if you take up Andhra Pradesh, if you take Kerala, the union government behaves differently with different governments, and this is the major fact which is impacting in this contingent situation. So BJP doesn't, or the union government doesn't act the same with Haryana and as well as West Bengal. So what is the?
It is only the propaganda, negative propaganda making by certain people. There is no such kind of differentiation makes by the union government. As per the formula, as per the procedure, as per the orders which requisites which come from the state governments according to the system, union government provide opportunities equally to all. There is no such kind of discrimination. But there are some people, like if you observe that how better we are coordinating with the state government. Let you take that Kerala as example. Okay. Kerala is the left-oriented government, is absolutely politically against to the BJP. Is there any coordination problem with Kerala? Why it is happening in West Bengal? West Bengal is the place where the chief minister is not cooperating properly. Even central government send a committee to observe that.
Instead of saying CM not cooperating with PM, why not?
Don't interrupt. When you ask the question, if you are interrupting means rather than getting answer from me, if you want to divert, it is not good.
I'm not diverting, sir. I'm not directing. I just want to know the facts.
Let you quite. When you want to facts, when I am giving answer, don't interrupt in between. It is not a debate in TV.
If you're diverting the topic, I will interrupt.
I never. I am talking about the West Bengal. You are
No,
conveniently
no.
diverting. No,
If I am
don't
if
waste
I
time.
am interrupting in between, that means you are diverting the topic.
Please don't waste time. It is valuable time, 1 hour time.
Exactly, exactly.
Don't waste. West Bengal government, right from the beginning, they are playing their own game. On the one hand, they are showing the general public that they are cooperating with the central government in lockdown guidelines. In practicality, they are not giving true picture. They are not giving fair picture. That's why union government want to send a central committee to observe the facts. She hasn't given any kind of coordination and cooperation to the committee. It is, if they behave like so, if they behave like so, it is how can union government can provide its assistance? Such kind of incidents happen any other place. Okay, can union government step in Kerala? Can you imagine? Even if you observe the interstate relations also, the Kerala government they hadn't have adequate capacity to serve their patients. Other than corona patients, they had the huge extent of the problem faced. They made some kind of appeal to the Karnataka government, which is BJP governance under which the Karnataka is carrying administration for providing facilities to their affected needy people in the hospitals, Bangalore and other parts of Karnataka. Karnataka government openly provided services to the Kerala government. Kerala government also expressed their gratitude to the Karnataka government. This is the relation in which we want to move forward. We don't want to go any political means in Corona. If anybody tries for political means, definitely we stop them, we question them. Even if you observe that what is happening in Andhra Pradesh, we are questioning the central funds. When we send central funds, they are distributing those funds physically and announce that that amount is paid out of the Jagan Mohan Reddy pocket. Is the way in which they had behaved. They had propagated for the election for local bodies. We questioned all those facts. Definitely, we question, and even testing kits in which the price variation we question. It is in the interest of the public wherever the funds are misutilizing. Definitely, we question, and union government acting is very much balanced and fairly and equally. It is the responsibility from the state government also coordinate with the union government.
Now, can I answer? Can I ask you some question regarding this again? Uh, we are here not. We are here not to divert any topic. We are here not to go into politics. We are here to just know the facts. Now, if I am interrupting, it is not diverting the topic. Now, let me put this straight, sir. Let me put very straight. You say that union government is completely prepared even before announcing the lockdown. But as many experts see, even many people see, there are many migrant workers who walk almost 200 kilometers to reach their destination. But there are few foreigners, few diaspora people who are stuck in different countries, and the central government send the aircrafts to get back them. But the central government don't take care of these migrant workers is the first question which I have. The second question is the second important question. As per the Epidemics Prevention Disease Prevention Act, both the central government and the state government can issue certain rules, as you are aware of it. The central government has started issuing certain rules saying that till May 3rd it will be extended. There are certain rules which Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has given to us, and the respective state governments are also giving up with certain policies. So there is a dichotomy. There is a confusion among whose rule to be followed, whose policy to be followed. The people are getting confused. Yes, there is a central government fund which reached the state government to be diverted to the certain sector of the society, but it is not happening because there is no proper direction given by the central government to the state government, and from the state government to the local administration is what I mean. These are the three questions right away put to you. Please answer.
In which first question I don't want to agree with you. As far as remaining two questions are concerned, partly I agree with you, and I give enough answer for you for all these three questions. As far as some people who stuck in foreign, they get back through aircrafts by the union government is the allegation which you are making. Union government had reacted sensible manner, responsible governance in through which it has taken a decision as far as the
Sir,
foreign.
one second. Sir, one second. Sorry, one second. I'm not like making allegations. I'm comparing to the migrant workers.
Let you give my answer. You had very clearly told that the union government hasn't given. I give complete three questions answers. For your three questions, I will reply.
Sure.
As far as those people who stuck in foreign countries, it is the responsibility of the union government to get back to our soil. It is the responsibility up to the level, up to certain extent, up to certain point of time. That service should be provided because in the country where our people are, whether they are under tourist visa, there are a huge number of people. They went for Makkah, Medina, 3,000 to 4,000 people were there. If we didn't get them, definitely those government, how they can behave, we don't know. We don't know. That's why our people legitimately who went to visas, we get back them, and students also, maximum extent to the extent possible, a lockdown period in which we get our people into our side. It is the responsibility of our government. And then you asked about the migrant labor. Definitely, those migrant laborers, whoever they are, in nooks and corner around our nation, union government has taken decision to provide those kind of services, those kind of needs, whatever it requires. It was facilitated from union government to state government. State government is the missionary which should be distribute and take care all the migrant people, whoever they are, within the jurisdiction of a particular region. I can't say that state government means chief minister himself should be taken all the precautionary measures. He himself should be served directly. I can't give such kind of answers because these labors scattered at district level, mandal level, and village levels. So, respective district level authorities, mandal level authorities, and village level authorities, they should get their data and they should provide the services, needed services. Most of them had provided. I don't want to make any vague allegations on state governments also. 90% they had made, but some people who had felt very much panic. They want to go their home place. What happens? They don't know. They have the fear in their mind. Such people, they started to walk to reach their home to miles together. It is unfortunate thing, definitely. And one more thing you told that regarding to the distribution, supply distribution channel from union government to state government, regarding to some kind of diversion and all those things you have asked. Already I have given answer by showing example Andhra Pradesh where what happened. Definitely we don't accept such things. As far as Telangana is concerned, definitely I give some credit to the KCR. He has given his statements proactive. He is working proactively. He is taking additional precautions. As far as lockdown guidelines is concerned, you had raised certain points. Due to the pandemic, it is the national emergency declared by the union government. Whenever the national emergency, health emergency declared by the union government prepares guidelines, union health department and respective departments, whoever they require to set up the guidelines, they sit together, they prepare the guidelines. According to that guidelines, strictly each and every state government should be followed. I observed that Telangana, Punjab, Kerala, these states, they had proactively, they had implemented union government guidelines. There are certain states, they want to such ways and means to come out from the guidelines. Once again, unfortunately, I am telling time and again Andhra Pradesh as example because they tried their level best to minimize the red zone by taking into consideration mandal level and ward level considerations at urban, mandal level consideration at rural area for red zones, whereas union government has considered district level zones. Immediately, union government has given direction. Union Home Ministry of Home Affairs has given direction. State government has no authority to provide any kind of guidelines. Union government should give, union government gives guidelines, and state government should strictly implement those guidelines within the parameters of the union government guidelines only. There is no such kind of concessions, exemptions are possible, because we are visualizing Andhra Pradesh itself. Their government wants to bring elections, local body elections. They made all the hangama. Well, today, let you observe that almost all 1,000 cases, it is getting through 1,000 cases. Every day 50, 70, 80 cases, new cases are coming in. So, strictly, I strongly appeal, humbly appeal each and every state government by holding hands, strictly follow the union government, whatever the lockdown guidelines which are giving. I am unable to understand some public representatives. They are conducting open meetings, they are conducting rallies, they are inaugurating various schemes and functions with public gathering. This is against to the lockdown guidelines. Let you see that Srikalahasti, Chittoor district, where the MLA, Madhusudan Reddy, he conducted a rally. We are seeing that more than 50 cases now, positive cases, more than 10 public servants, they have got positive infection. If you observe the Kurnool, Simca, same kind of problem is continuing. Wherever the public representatives, they are not following the guidelines strictly, there we are visualizing the problems. These are all the examples. I don't want to blame any single person. Because of the leniency of few people, it is impacting the state as well as the nation.
Sir, let me come back to the Indian economy. Please tell me what are the steps taken by RBI respectively and Finance Ministry respectively to tackle the situation and a way forward.
Soon after declaration of lockdown, first 21 days, we don't know at the time, initially, lockdown for 21 days when a Prime Minister announced. We don't know next it extensions for 90 days. We don't know exactly at the time. But Union government has given its signal 3 months preparedness. Let you observe that Union government had declared 500 rupees per month wants to transfer into Jan Dhan account. 20 crore accounts were transferred for 3 months. That means Union government has given signal for 3 months, but based on the requirement, how we can relax the conditions or impose the strict restrictions based on the real requirement practically happens when the time passes. As per the real requirement, as per the cases increase in growth rate of the positive cases and other parameters as per the union government. When initially declared the lockdown, first union government had announced all the regulations regarding to the companies, firms, individuals, all compliances, whatever the income tax, GST, customs, excise, relaxations for next 3 months had announced. That means here the cooperation is required from industry. Huge extent of workforce carry their work, employment works in the industry. So they may give priority to complete their compliance procedure, for which they may give some kind of stress on employees. So as to tax the employees, not to impose any kind of penalties for compliances, first union government has relaxed compliances in procedural matters for income tax, company law board, GST, customs, excise and all. That is number one. Number two, immediately Honorable Finance Minister has come forward, announced 1,70,000 crore package for financial aid for poor and marginalized people to provide assistance for 80 crore people across the nation by means of various schemes, Garib Yojana, Kalyan Yojana, through Jandan, and farmers their 2,000 rupees well advancedly transferred to their account. Construction laborers for them, union government announced to pay from the cesses for the registered construction workers. Of course, some states has honored, some states not honored till now. And pensioners, old age, and Divyangyos, handicaps, for their pension needs, they had announced. These are all the schemes which were already announced. More than 32,000 crores were disbursed by last week itself regarding to all these beneficiaries. More than 34 crore beneficiaries obtained these benefits through the union government. Apart from these, already I told that 5 kgs rice per each person in a family, and 1 kg dal for next 3 years, just 3 months, sorry, next 3 months per month. It was categorized person wise. So these are all the measures, whatever the measures for their leading their lives. Union government has taken decision for first 21 days, and then after extension of 19 days, once again RBI has came into the picture. First, interestingly, you asked the question regarding to the liquidity just before a few minutes back. So as to pump enough liquidity, RBI has taken various measures. So technical issues are there, the CRR reduction,
What are the
liquidity,
measures, sir? What are the measures?
cash reserve ratio, it got reduced. So banks got a huge extent of liquidity opportunities to utilize those funds for providing facilities for agriculture purpose, small and medium enterprises, NBFCs. These are the categories which considered very positively, and construction loans also get relaxed for next 1 year as far as NBFCs are concerned. And there are so many other parameters regarding to the liquidity norms has taken relaxed by the RBI so as to provide liquidity to the banks. And 50,000 crore rupees has allotted for NABARD, 25,000 crore rupees, 15,000 crore rupees for SIDBI, and 10,000 crore rupees for National Housing Board. These 50,000 crores are useful to generate employment opportunities as well as liquidity into the system. And another 50,000 crore rupees for banking systems and NBFCs also considered by the RBI in latest announcement. So RBI also coming into the picture immediately after lockdown 2 has announced. Now Finance Minister is in work in progress of package 2 for industries, may particularly small and medium enterprises, and even big industries also, for which whoever they required to provide assistance, union government has taken a decision. Even if you take that consideration of aqua and fisheries, in the first lockdown period itself, union government has given directions for the safeguarding the aqua and the fisheries, because the most perishable goods. So these are all the decisions which has taken, and some relaxations also announced by the union government regarding to the lockdown guidelines for essential commodities, transportation of essential commodities, and agriculture needs. It is a big problem because 33% agriculture output has increased when compared to the previous year, this year, as per the RBI governor's declaration. But the farmer is unable to get the crop into stores and markets. It is the problem. So as to remove that problem, union government has relaxed the guidelines for the agriculture activities, and fisheries and aqua activities also relaxed. NRGS the works can be allowed across the nation, and courier and e-commerce facilities has been allowed, but schools and colleges, malls, cinema theaters restrictions are continuing. The next announcement will come as and when if the situation gets improved, that definitely other relaxations also will come forward. Now the point is, how to get economy on track. Now it get derailed up to certain extent because of this pandemic. That is the important thing which should be get into consideration in by the each and every person without having impact, the virus impact. How best way we get on track the economy. That is the important thing. Even World Health Organization, that you observe that World Health Organization also that the best practices are going on in India. Other nations also should follow India because we don't have, we need to accept, we don't have enough medical infrastructure. The advanced countries like America, France, Italy, though they have medical infrastructure better than India, they are unable to control. But we are controlling when compared to the other countries, means our people also cooperating. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi called lockdown, stay at their home, and they are behaving like a responsible citizens. Of course, there are stay incidents happens somewhere. That in this much of a big nation, 140 crore people, nearly 130 to 140 crore people, these kind of things happen. But we need to educate them, and we get on system. Our responsibility is now, on the one hand, control this coronavirus. A growth should not be raised further levels. That is one important thing. And economy getting on track, using economy, our synergies, all our synergies, and maintaining the social distance, whatever the guidance has given. Both the things should be worked in tandem. We are making plans how to take step in this way.
Sir, there is a notion that as you're mentioning about the second package which finance ministry is getting ready, just now you mentioned about the second package. There is a notion which or something which is going on in all the newspapers, and please tell me regarding that. There is a notion that there may be a deficit financing in the future, or there may be a financial emergency to be imposed by the government of India. So, what do you think about this?
As of now, I don't say that financial emergency imposing by Article 360. I don't want to tell all those things. If it is needed, to the extent of things happens, definitely union government will declare. I don't want to float any kind of hypothetical way. I don't want to, because being a responsible person, I don't want to. But union government take all the necessary precautions and measures so as to safeguard our people and then economy also.
What about the deficit financing, sir? Deficit financing, printing of currency.
No. Printing of currency is not the answer at all. Deficit never be filled through printing the currency. If you print the currency, definitely we need to consider the inflation factor also. Right from the beginning, I am telling, when you ask the liquidity also, I am speaking about the inflation. Inflation and liquidity both should be matched, and the problem of the general public should be get resolved. This equilibrium will be maintained by the union government. There are so many nations. I have seen some articles today also. There are so many nations. Big announcement had made. Big packages had announced that they will face financial crisis very soon when compared to our nation. We have enough foreign exchange reserves, enough reserves. We are, wherever the funds needed, we are utilizing with a systematic plan under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji, through his directions, honorable finance ministers and the commerce minister and all other ministries who are well connected with the finance department. They are all sitting together as a task force. As per the requirement, we are moving forward. Definitely, we maintain balance of all the things. As per the requirement, which makes good to the nation, we will take the decision.
Honorable CM Sri KCR Garu has announced about this helicopter money liquidity trap or quantitative easing techniques which we have. The helicopter money is directly linked to the printing of currency or deficit financing is what I am talking about. So are we in that direction? Are we in that direction that India is? See, the way, let me put this straight, sir. Suppose if I am a person due to lockdown and I'm with no job and zero balance, and I don't have even single rupee. Now, from where do I go and buy my goods? Where do I go and work? Where do I get my things, essential things? So for that, at least I need certain money. And if the government of India is not having in that treasury, now there is only one way with the government of India, that they have to print the currency. Now, keeping inflation, aside. So that is what I mean. What are your views, sir?
I appreciate KCR ji a little bit giving suggestions, but as far as helicopter money is concerned, the word which used by the KCR, he also changed his word in next press meet. He told that there are so many people, they told that helicopter money means printing money and distributing is the essence. It is not good practice in economy. There are so many economists told. In that way, same thing expressed KCR in another press meet, as so many economists also commenting like so. My view means KCR told that my view is not just print money and distribute. How to sort out the liquidity problem is the concern. It should be keep in mind by the union government is the word he used. Definitely, I appreciate him because his intention is important here.
Correct.
The approach, practically the way in which what he told exactly need not be implemented. There are so many ways. Because first he told to so as to utilize their day-to-day needs. People need money is the point you raised. Yes, absolutely, it's correct. Day-to-day needs, if you have bifurcated into various parts. First, for their living, food is a requirement. Food can be provided by the union government through FCI godowns. Huge extent of the quantity of the food grains are available, through which it can be distributed. So it is indirectly nothing but money only. Those food grains, rice and dal, whatever we supplying means, it is nothing but it can be converted into monetary terms also. And then they need to pay their EMIs as well as their current charges, government charges, and the cable bills, etc. There are so many other needs, whatever they require. That also union government is giving relaxations. State governments also, some state governments also has taken the decisions regarding to the collection of their taxes. These kind of the way you can provide assistance. And finally, how maximum possible of the cash requirement, cash transaction, we reduce by means of these adjustments. And finally, 100% cash is required to the consumer or the poorest of the poor. Definitely, that money will be served by the union government through various sources. And again, one idea. I also had sent that idea to the union finance minister. There is a possibility. I am expecting, because my view I expressed. Union government through banks can express that 25,000 to 50,000 each debit card holder or any person who has the bank account can offer credit to them, which can be payable after 1 year. After 1 year in installments at subsidized interest rates. It never give any adverse impact on banks because it is not free money. And the money which pumped, definitely it comes to the economy for their day-to-day needs. But definitely banking sector also, whatever their money which they had the liquidity, it can be used for their credit facilities. Apart from agriculture credit facilities, already they are going to start. And other people also should have provided this kind of facility is the suggestion which I had given. Let we observe that whether they will take or they will plan in other different procedure. I don't know, but my point of view, I have given one example.
Okay, so if you look at the three sectors of the economy, so we have the primary sector, that is agriculture and livestock, and the secondary sector we have the manufacturing and industries, and the service sector, which is restaurants, IT, or whatever it is, tourism. Now, almost 55% of the Indian economy depends upon the service sector, as we all know. And the least contributor or the least GDP contributed sector is primary sector. Now, if we look at, because of the corona or COVID-19, service sector is almost collapsed. And manufacturing sector, India was not ready with India produces only few manufacturing units. It depends upon other countries raw material or India sending raw materials to other countries. So what do you think, sir, after corona, maybe after the lockdown, how do you see the economy in future, how this service sector or the manufacturing sector growth or the sustaining will be?
First, I want to speak about the primary sector. Though you told that agriculture is providing lower GDP, why you are terming it as a primary sector? Because it is feeding the nation. Without,
Correct.
without that feed, there is no service sector, there is no industrial sector. So,
Agree.
so that's why the union government also has given priority for agriculture and agriculture allied activities. We want to self-sustain and we need to have a surplus production in agriculture and agriculture allied sector, and the marketing at the international level also get planned post corona in agriculture sector also. Agriculture processing is important, it is very much low as far as our nation is concerned, and the infrastructure facilities also not on par with industrial standards. If there is no proper storage facilities, cold storage facilities for agriculture and livestock like aqua and fisheries also. Huge extent of problem we have seen. There is a huge extent of potential is available for storages in India for post corona in primary sector also for agriculture products and other allied products for which union government also much concerned in this subject. Agriculture processing units also we want to give much priority. Of course, it comes in manufacture, though it comes in manufacture, it connected to the agriculture sector. So, the most processing activities will be encouraged post corona. Our one more thing, service sector, the most worst affected due to corona. We are speaking about it. Of course, there are some organizations which are carrying their activities by work at home. That culture also getting adapted slowly. It is getting materialized in India. Previously, it was not in a big way. It happened. Work at home culture. Now, after Corona, it will be implemented definitely big way in huge manner, because there are huge extent of traveling cost and time wastage, and all those things can be tapped. It can be removed if the works at home is possible as maximum as possible. It also thinking by the service sector and industrial sector. Whatever you say regarding to the manufacturing, it is the big opportunity as far as our nation is concerned, because most of the countries across the globe, they are treating China had made some kind of mischief against the world, particularly on industries. Soon after the corona affected in China, by showing the threat of corona, the industries which set by the various foreigners in China, that were buyback by the Chinese government with peanut of money for those industries. Whenever these kind of pandemic happens, respective governments, whether irrespective of the country, they give confidence to the investors rather than using it as a financial opportunity, financial gain or economical opportunity. It should not be behaved like that. But China had behaved in such a manner. The entire world is very much negatively thinking about the China, and India has become a global hub. Our behavior and the approach of the Narendra Modi ji, HCQ, immediately after asking by the United States of America, we had exported, and we had exported more than 50 countries HCQ. That means India is the country always it gives to the world whatever the possible way in which it can serve. It serves is the thing which get proved. So Germany, France, America, Japan, South Korea, and these all countries are looking forward. India has a huge workforce, huge extent of knowledge is there, technological knowledge is there, working culture is there, hardworking people are there. These are all going to provide a new opportunities for our nation. Definitely, employment opportunities will grow. But here, our mindset should be changed. First, political mindset. I am speaking. Political mindset should be changed in our nation from state governments, most particularly, because the MLAs, public representatives, and the ministers are not working professionally. They are not on par with the requirement of the knowledge to give real output. Well educated people should come, especially there are some kind of departments, finance, absolutely professionals should come, industry, commerce, and agriculture, whatever the departments, whichever the department, it connects to directly to the finance department. All those departments should be deployed. The professional politicians. Professional politician means the well-educated politician should be placed. Doctor should be placed as health minister. Economist or chartered accountant, cost accountant should be placed as the finance minister. In that way, whoever they have the knowledge in respective subject as well as the political knowledge to understand the people, because here problem is the people who have higher education, they don't have proper understanding about the people requirements at the down and marginal level. So both the things should be matched, and real output we can generate only these kind of.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. We are running out of time. We are running out of time. And lastly, I just want to ask you something. Just last final question. So, you think the government of India, the state government, particularly AP and Andhra Pradesh, and everyone are doing very great to tackle the pandemic? Yes or no?
I agree. I agree. Almost all states they are doing very well, marvelously very well. Even in Andhra Pradesh, initially, Honorable Chief Minister unable to understand the severity of coronavirus. He compared it as a cold and fever. Using paracetamol, bleaching is enough to control it. Is the things he used. Once he understood really of post Merca's impact, they also little bit improving. But my appeal is their public representatives and ministers are not following the lockdown rules, which is creating huge problem. These kind of things should not be continued, because even national media also exposed every day the things which happening in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Today also, Honorable Speaker Tamineni Sitaram conducted his public meeting. He about Corona. To control Corona, people should stay at home, not attend the public meeting. My appeal,
Correct.
and with folded hands, I am appealing each and every person, stay at home. Please, please follow strictly the lockdown guidelines as Narendra Modi ji has given.
Thank you very much, sir. That was great knowing you. This is Lanka Dinakar, to everyone, BJP spokesperson. So we'll be right back with another session. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you.
Jai Hind.